I can't afford, my mortgage and everything and child support. Like, how much more is needed for y'all to be like, okay, that's how much it takes to take care of a child. We can stop pulling out of dad's household with 5 kids. Maybe you can ask Miss Smith how much she actually needs, because I don't think she needs $1,800 a month. Like, she has a job, so, or maybe she feel like she does need the 1,800 a month, and I just have to get a lawyer or get 3 jobs or something.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We do have an agreement, as far as I understand, to the standard possession and access order, and for the meeting place to be at Chambers County Commissioner's Office at 7711 North Highway 146 in Baytown, 77521.
Okay, and that office is open at the appropriate times for pickup and drop-offs? Does anyone know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's staffed like into the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that
I believe that's all we have at this point, Your Honor.
Okay. You may call witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Ms. Tristan Smith. Ms. Smith, please state your full name.
Tristan Lanae Smith.
And Ms. Smith, you are the mother of Knox Bowden and Drew Bowden?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are they now?
Drew is 5 and Knox is 4.
And what is Knox's date of birth?
January 20th, 2021.
And Drew's date of birth?
June 12th, 2019.
And in the temporary orders, you were appointed managing conservator of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And the temporary order indicated that family violence finding would be, or family violence in possession and access finding is reserved for final hearing. Do you have any safety concerns? The family violence and possession and access finding was reserved for final hearing.
What's a possession and access finding?
I'm just reading from the title on the temporary order, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Ms. Smith, were you the victim of family violence?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell the court what happened?
We were exchanging of one child, and it turned into an argument where I was grabbed by my neck and I was holding the youngest child at the time. So that's when I made a report to the police.
What year did this happen, and what month?
July 2021.
And you said there were criminal charges?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know the status of that criminal case at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the status?
It's still pending, and there's a court date tomorrow.
And do you continue to have fears for your safety?
I could.
Do you continue to have fear for your safety?
Yes.
And was this the act or alleged act of family violence, was this just against yourself, or were the children involved?
It was against me, but I was holding Knox at the time when it took place.
Now, It's my understanding that there is an agreement between you and Mr. Smith for the standard possession and access order. Do you have any safety concerns, any reason, any fears for your children's safety for visitation?
I did speak to the other party on my safety concerns, which was one, if you give a child medicine so that I won't be bombarded by a 3-year-old at the time, saying that somebody gave me medicine or gave me red medicine, coming from my youngest son, Knox. That was his statement to me. When I asked the other party about it at the time, he just kind of told me none of your business. So I left it alone and I took matters into my own hands, and I did not communicate with the other party or send my children with somebody who do not want to respond about a concern that my child is telling me about.
When was this?
This happened in 2024, the month of October.
But do you have any fear of any violence against the children?
No.
And do you believe that the children will be safe when they visit with Mr. Bowen?
I would hope so, yes.
And so it is your agreement for the standard possession and access order,
Yes, ma'am.
and for the exchange to be at the commissioner's office.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court per the temporary order to continue to be the managing conservator of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And for Mr. Bowen to be the possessory conservator?
What would that mean?
Since you are appointed the managing conservator, he would just have certain rights as a possessory conservator
Yes,
based
ma'am.
on the temporary order.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
And per the temporary order, there's a restriction to Chambers County and contiguous counties. Are you in agreement to continue that?
What does that mean?
The geographic restriction. You maintain the children's residence in those counties.
Just Chambers County?
And the counties surrounding.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Bowden, are you asking the court to continue the non-disclosure from the temporary orders?
Are you talking to me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's Miss Smith.
Miss Smith, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Getting my names mixed up. Miss Smith, are you
Yes.
asking the court to continue the non-disclosure
Yes,
from the
ma'am.
temporary order?
Yes, ma'am.
And what insurance do the children have right now? What are they covered under?
Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas.
And is that through your employer, through another source?
Through my employer, Sheldon ISD.
And how much does it cost you to cover your children for medical and dental?
The medical, I have the Active Care HD plan. So the medical is $367.25 a month, and the dental is $30.59 a month.
You said 367.25
Yes, ma'am.
and 30.59?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is for the children only, it doesn't include yourself?
Correct. Does not include me.
And it doesn't include any other adult or any other children
No, ma'am.
besides these two?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And when did you and Mr. Bowden separate?
2019, 2020. 2020, yes.
And after you separated, did Mr. Bowden provide any financial support for the children?
No, ma'am.
And your youngest was born in 2021, correct?
Correct.
And so after separation, what month in 2020 did you guys separate?
September.
So after September until your youngest was born, did Mr. Bowden provide financial support for the children?
No, ma'am.
So the temporary order was signed September of 2022. So between September 2020 and September 2022, Mr. Bowden has not provided any financial support for the children.
No, there's probably been a time he's dropped diapers at a door, but that's it.
And are you asking for any reimbursement for medical costs or dental?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, you're not asking for medical reimbursement?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Judge, if I can clarify, I meant retroactive medical and retroactive dental. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, no, ma'am. I'll let that go.
But you're asking for back child support?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And is that you're asking for the time from separation, September of 2020?
Whatever I'm allowed to do.
And Ms. Smith, do you understand that there is a current arrears based on the temporary orders in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And as of April 9th, there's an arrears balance of $477.93 for child support, $483.93 for medical, and $671.72 for dental.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to offer into evidence as State Exhibit 1, the financial activity report in this case, dated April 10th of 2025.
Like there's two FEMAs in here. One of them is April 10th. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowen, do you have any objection to me admitting the pay record maintained by the Attorney General's office as State's Exhibit, what number was it?
1.
One, State's Exhibit 1.
Do I have any objection of the submittal of my payment records? Is that what you said?
They're asking that I admit that into evidence, which means it would be part of the court record and I would be able to look at it. So do you have any objection to it becoming part of the court record and me
No,
being
ma'am.
able to look at the pay record that the AG's office maintains?
No, ma'am. No objection.
Okay. Ms. Smith, do you have any objection?
No, ma'am.
Okay. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. You may call your next witness.
Thank you. The state calls Mr. Devon Bowen.
Okay,
Mr. Bowen.
Sir, before you begin, sir, you do have criminal charges pending against you. And so I just need to let you know that you do have the right to remain silent regarding those matters. And you should understand that everything you say can be used against you in a court of law. We are making an electronic recording of today's hearings. So if you do exercise that right to remain silent, you must do so in response to each individual question that you're being asked about. Do you understand?
Understand completely.
Okay. You may proceed, Ms. Diomani.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Mr. Devon Bowen. Mr. Bowen, please state your full name.
Devon Dwayne Bowen.
And Mr. Bowen, are you in agreement to the standard possession and access order?
Yes.
And for the meeting place to be at the Chambers County Commissioner's office in
Yes.
Baytown?
Yes.
You understand that Ms. Smith is asking to continue being the managing conservator from the temporary order, and for you
Yes.
to be the possessory conservator from the temporary order. Are you in agreement to that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that there is a non-disclosure in the temporary order, and that Ms. Smith is asking to continue.
Yes.
Are you okay with that? Okay.
Perfectly okay with it.
I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't hear that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Bowen, is it correct that there is a criminal case pending against you?
It's dismissed. I'm going to sign final documents tomorrow. We reached the deal. It's dismissed.
And Mr. Bowen, do you have medical insurance for the children?
Okay, before we move on, and keep that question
Okay.
tables, because I do want to hear the answer to that as well. And sir, Phil, I guess you can claim a Fifth Amendment right to this, but does any of the agreement involve anything to do with your children?
What agreement? Oh no.
The agreement you said you're going to file documents tomorrow. Do you know what those final documents are going to? Do you have a draft for them?
Yes, ma'am. The initial charges were impedance to breathing, and I think they tried to put something with child endangerment. That was dropped immediately a long time ago. That child endangerment thing was dropped like as soon as she told them that. So I've been fighting the other charge, and we just came to an agreement, and the case is dismissed. That's the truth.
Okay, and what is the agreement that you all came to?
Pretrial diversion.
Okay. Are there any protective orders as part of the agreement?
No, ma'am.
There's no, there's nothing that says you can or can't speak to Ms. Smith?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
Okay, you may continue, Ms. Diomani.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bowen, do you have insurance coverage for the children?
I have insurance coverage on one child. I spoke with HR earlier today, and I downloaded the documents they sent, and it would cost me nothing to add two other children to medical, dental. It would cost $0 to add them to medical, dental, and vision.
So are you saying that the cost to you for insurance for yourself and the children is zero, or?
No, I'm saying that it will cost me no additional funds. It will be the price that it is now.
Okay, and what is the price now?
$92 per biweekly, and I sent the check stub. Is that the same check stub that you submitted over to the judge?
If you can let the court know.
I can look at it if I.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I get off of the screen? Okay. So dental is $13.50, medical is $92.50, and vision is $10.54, and those prices wouldn't change if I added additional children.
Can you say that slower?
Dental is $13.50 biweekly. Medical is $92.50 biweekly, and vision pre-tax is $10.54 biweekly.
And who's covered?
I am, and the other 4-year-old, which is Dion Bowen.
And you are asking the court to order you to carry the insurance
If
for the
it can
children.
reduce, if that can reduce the amount that I have to pay by per check, or the child support number. If not, then she can continue to pay $300 for it if she wants. So if it benefits me and lets me maintain a little bit more finances, then sure. If not, then she can pay it.
Can you tell the court a little bit more about your insurance coverage? Is there a reliable coverage? Do you have high deductibles?
So, okay, let me go to that. So yeah, I got the high deductible plan.
And what's the deductible?
Trying to see. It's the annual deductible is 1,500.
And have you used this insurance? Have you found it reliable?
Yes. My youngest son was in the hospital a lot. He actually had to get eye surgery. So it's great insurance.
And where do you currently work?
I work at One Oak Inc.
And how long have you worked at that job?
2 years, 3 months, and 3 days.
And you've had your insurance through them since then?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your job title at your job?
I'm a process operator.
Sorry, sir, was that process operator?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much do you make at that job?
Um, Hourly or monthly, yearly.
We can start. Do you have a salary? Are you on salary?
Yeah, we have an adjusted salary, and that's about 87,000. I gave you the exact numbers a minute ago. I can give them to you again if need
Um,
be.
yes, sir. If you could please give the exact amount.
Yes, ma'am. Let me pull up workday. So my base pay in this salary system is 87,387 and 56 cents.
Annually, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's the base pay. The annual total rewards package is 110,846 and 6 cents. And that's calculating the health, welfare, business benefits, and the retirement plan and STI package.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
So the annual total rewards, how it is broken down, is based on base pay, health and welfare benefits, and what they call the retirement plan, which is essentially the STI bonus.
And the total?
It's $110,846.
And do you get bonuses? Do you get overtime?
I get bonuses, and overtime is usually for a project. Like last year, we had a big project where we built a whole nother facility within our facility. It was called the MB6 project, and I worked like thousands of maybe 1,200 overtime hours, maybe. Um, like I was explaining to you in the other room, that won't be the same thing. We just finished this project like a month and a half ago. And I was able to pick up some extra overtime because I'm on the fire and rescue team. So like my checks, they vary. My base pay, if I work the regular 40 hours a week, isn't as much as 12,000 a month like last year. Last year I was working every day. So
You mean 7 days a week?
14, 14 and ones, a lot of 14 and ones until we got the plant up and running. We built it from the ground up. So a lot of times I was getting 2, 3 off days a month, which now is not the case. This is supposed to be like the regular schedule, which is 6 months out the year. It's not really 40 hours a week. It's 32 hours one week and then 48 hours one week. So there's 8 hours of built-in overtime, but you lose 8 hours on the opposite week. It's called a revised DuPont schedule.
And so what would your testimony be to the court regarding how much your current income is?
Okay, so my current and it's very current pay is based on what the base pay is, the 40 hours or the 48 hours and the 32 hours a week. Whenever I work the regular schedule, is the check is about $5,000 before taxes and child support, and then after it's like 2,000 if I don't work any overtime. Um, and actually, I think that check, if we look, did have a little bit of overtime, so it may be a little less than that. My fear is that we make this child support so high with the other child support that I pay on weeks that I just work. There's only 40 hours available, or the regular schedule. There is no overtime and trainings and things like that. I won't be able to cover the total cost of both child supports. And that's what will happen this year. And I don't know how fast we can revise it when things like that do happen. Like, I don't think that you can. Um, which I was asking you, like, what is the end game here? Like, I can't afford, my mortgage and everything and child support all right now because of the new change. So if I do beg for more overtime hours, would I just be fighting this over and over? If I go get a pay raise, a different job title, and I make more money, then when we come back to the table, will it make it where I can't afford it again? And then I have to go make more and have to go make more. I mean, as a man, I'm going to take care of my responsibilities. So I'm going to try to make more and more and more money every time y'all up my child support. But like, where's the stopping point? How much more is needed for y'all to be like, okay, that's how much it takes to take care of a child. We can stop pulling out of dad's household with 5 kids and paying, her household, which they have 2 incomes over there. They have 2 incomes plus mine. So it's like, it's supposed to be a balance between the households for the children. And like, I just don't understand. And I want this revised. Like, can we meet somewhere in the middle? Can y'all look at the actual math of the paychecks and make it make more sense for everyone? Like, if she needs more money, okay. If not, it's like, why should I have to work extra, 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 extra just to be able to like maintain, and then that's gonna come into the point where, oh, I can't get them this day because I have to work extra overtime to pay the child support. Like, so, and that kind of what was happening last year, like before we got into it. I was working every day, so I had to at that point though. We were doing a project.
So Mr. Bowen, you're saying that your child support should be based on your base of 87,387.56. Is that
It
what you're
should
saying to the
it
court?
should it should definitely be, because that is guaranteed. That's guaranteed. And like, whether I work 40 hours that week or like find a training to go to or go to fire school or something to make extra, I'll always be able to pay that amount plus the other child support for my other children, plus have enough to pay the bills for the house that the children come to. Like, with making it more, there's always going to be a factor where I have to go make more money. Always. Like, I'm going to have to try to find ways to make more money at this rate and at higher rates. Like, I get, like, when I purchased the house, I got what I could afford and pay my child support, pay the light bills, all the stuff for the house and pay for the children. So now it's to the point where it's raised. I'll have to work more, which means less time with the children.
And Can you tell the court how many other children you have? Do you have a child in the household?
I have one child in the household, and I have one biological child that's I split time with that other parent.
So you're asking for credit for 2 other children?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you obligated to pay child support? You said you're obligated to pay child support for one other child? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm obligated to pay child support for one other child. Plus, I got hit with the back pay on that child too, and I've been like taking the money that I could save and paying that off to try to lower that side of it too, so I can have lower monthly bills to pay. So that used to be around this price. The price that this one was, that was 500 every pay period. And like when I got hit with the back pay on that, it made it to where I had to make a plan with them to pay 750 per pay period. So I paid 1,500 to that one, and now I have to pay 1,800 to this one, and I don't think that I could actually cover it.
So you have one biological child in your household?
And I have one biological child in the household. So the my point is like the math doesn't make sense. I know I made $12,000 on average per month last year, but that's also pre-tax. Child support is post-tax. And there's no income tax for the people who pay the child support. So it's like, where am I getting this imaginary money to pay these things? Like,
And can you explain a little bit more, I guess, regarding the overtime situation now that you're saying is happening at this point presently?
okay, so how this works is your base pay is what you make we have a schedule for the entire year. Now, our schedule, they made it this way to give us a little bit of built-in overtime. So, my base pay, if worse comes to worse and the economy crashes, whatever happens, it's $87,387.56. That is the lowest amount I can make.
And if I can stop you there, and that's for 32 hours one week and then 48 the next week?
Yes, ma'am. That's based on that number. That's my base pay. The the annual total rewards is them saying, hey, your health and welfare benefits are worth about 13,000, and the average retirement plan you've been getting yearly is about 10.4 thousand. So those number that annual total rewards package is kind of like based on a maybe.
So do you
Um,
get taxed on the extra things that go into the annual total rewards package?
yes, ma'am. I get taxed on the STI. Yes, ma'am.
And is the STI, you described it as a bonus, but also as retirement. Is it money that you physically get, or does it go into some account that you can't take out without penalties?
That goes into an account that I can't take out without penalties.
But
Yes,
you
ma'am.
pay it pre-tax?
Yeah,
Because of the job.
I'm reading. Okay, so it's not calculating the STI. It's calculating the profit sharing and 401k match, employer match, which those are $5,000 a piece. So those are can't take out without penalty. But the total amount of that is going into my 401k, and that the profit sharing into the 401k too. So the other things that they're calculating to make my annual rewards package don't come to me in a check form. They go to me in a retirement form.
May I continue, Judge?
You may.
Thank you. Mr. Bowen, did you provide financial support for the children since September of 2020, the separation?
I'm not sure what the date of separation is. In my situation with me and Tristan being together, I lost my plant operator job, the first one. I couldn't get it back. I was trying, COVID, all of those, those type of deals. I was a business owner, and when I met Tristan, I lost that too. So I was really struggling. So Hopefully the back pay number that she wants is based on like minimum wage. I was really struggling, scratching every dollar. Me and Tristan were co-parenting. Hey, I'll watch them while you work, so you won't have to pay for daycare expenses, things like that. That can't be calculated, I guess. Maybe they're worthless, but financially, I can't tell you I gave her this amount a month or this amount a month. It wasn't that type of deal. Tristan was the person making the money and paying for things. So
I'm sorry, you said you assisted with daycare?
I was daycare essentially. I had to watch Drew while she worked, so she didn't have to pay for daycare. Like we were co-parenting the best we could in those moments. I was completely broke, so I was saying the number that y'all was coming up for back pay. I hope it's based on the lowest pay that you can give someone to pay back. Like,
In regards to the care you were providing, was this like on a full-time basis while
yeah,
Miss
it
Smith
was.
worked?
Yes, yeah, it was like that type of situation.
And when was that? What, do you remember the year?
No, ma'am, I can't. I couldn't tell you. It was. It was. I don't know. I don't. I really don't know.
Your oldest was born in 2019, was it? And we're looking, based on Miss Smith's testimony, she said September 2020 was the separation. So did you provide care for the children while she was at work after September
Oh,
2020?
after. I'm not sure. If Miss Smith thinks she needs, it feels like she deserves back pay, then she deserves back pay. I'll pay it. I need the monthly amounts to be lower. Like that's all it is. Like, but and I don't know. Maybe you can ask Miss Smith how much she actually needs, because I don't think she needs $1,800 a month. Like she has a job, so maybe we can work something in totality out that covers back pay and the child support order. Or maybe she feel like she does need the 1,800 a month, and I just have to get a lawyer or get 3 jobs or something.
And Mr. Bowen, do you understand we are asking for a judgment to include the 477.93 in arrears for child support as of April 9th of 2025?
Yeah, sure.
And there's also an arrearage for medical in an amount of 483.93 as of April 9th of 2025.
No, I don't. Why do I have to pay that? She has medical insurance and she doesn't want to use mine. So,
I'm just letting you know what the arrearage is based on the current obligation,
oh,
based on
okay,
the temporary order.
okay.
And the balance for dental support, it looks like it's $671.72, and that's as of April 9th of 2025.
Jeez. Okay.
Mr. Bowen, the Attorney General's office also included in its filing that you be ordered to pay court costs for this proceeding. Do you understand that we will be asking the court to make a ruling on that?
What? How much is that?
That is billed by the district clerk's office.
Why am I paying for it?
Um,
She filed it. She paid for it, right? Why? Why
that
me?
that is the Attorney General's request to the court.
Oh
And
well, I no, I don't agree with that. I don't know if that matters, but no. Like,
okay.
how are we gonna feed the kids if I gotta pay for everything? Like, that's crazy. This is supposed to be to pay for the kids. Jeez, not even gonna.
I passed the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, before you call anyone else, I need a moment. I'm trying to look through the prior orders because I know child support went up and down and up and down in this case. And I have them all downloaded, but they're not in the right order. And no one has discussed that. So give me a moment to pull them all up in the proper order and see what is happening here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Diomani, you may continue. Is Ms. Shaw your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Shaw, can you please unmute and state your full name for the record?
Yum Shaw.
Thank you. And can you please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hand. You may proceed, Ms. Diomani.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Shaw, can you please state your full name?
Kim Shaw,
And Ms. Shaw, where do you work?
Office of the Attorney General.
And what is your job title?
I'm a financial specialist,
How long have you worked for the Office of Attorney General?
31 years.
And as part of your job duties, did you investigate income information for Mr. Bowen?
I did.
And did you find any income information for the year 2020?
No income information for the year 2020.
Did you find any income information for the year 2021?
No income found.
And what about 2022?
2022.
And if I may clarify, there was a temporary order that came into effect beginning September 1st. So income information for prior to that.
Prior to September of
Correct.
2022.
Correct.
I don't have anything prior to September of 2022.
Okay, and going forward for current support, were you able to find wages for the year 2024 and
Yes,
on
ma'am.
an annual basis?
Yes.
What did you find as the average monthly for the year 2024?
$12,807.36.
So what was that number at 12,000?
$807.36.
And that was for 2024.
Correct.
All 4 quarters.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any income information for the year 2025?
No, ma'am.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Did you calculate the gross for 2023?
No, ma'am, I did not, but I can.
Can you
One
please do
moment.
so? Thank you.
Sure. One second. $137,504.04. Averaging $11,458.67 monthly gross.
Okay. Mr. Bowen, do you have any questions for Ms. Shaw?
Does it show how much overtime was worked in those 2 years? Because we were building an MB5 fractionator and then MB6 fractionator, and now we done. Like,
No, sir, it does not reflect overtime. It just reflects an amount that's
okay.
reported to another government entity that we utilize.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. That was just my question.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, do you have any questions for Ms. Shaw?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Shaw. And Ms. Diomani, do you have any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, the state doesn't represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance to let me know if there's anything additional you think I need to know about any of these issues. Ms. Smith, is there anything additional you'd like me to know?
I did write down some things like you suggested when Mr. Bowen was speaking earlier. One, with the separate case, if you have any questions, I do have the secretary, Miss Leslie's phone number, a part of something that she told me was going to be a part of whatever agreement he was going to make. There will be no harassment. I also have I had my own thoughts on the insurance matter.
Okay.
With my insurance, I do not want my children to be dropped from my insurance. And there are many different reasons. One, because they both been on my insurance since birth, and I've had no problems with anything I need to take care of. And the way I choose to communicate with the other parent for every little minor inconvenience, I do not want to have to call and say, oh, how do I do this for insurance XYZ? I would not like to do that. Also, with my insurance, because I'm in education, you don't get to just drop an insurance. Like, you have to wait until September of every year to change your insurance, unless of a big matter. Then they
This
can.
would be that, ma'am. When I make court rulings, they count as qualified changes
Okay.
for insurance purposes, just so you're aware.
Okay.
Both of you.
Okay, thank you for helping me with that. And then also, when he was speaking about like how much he paid for one child and how much he paid for my two children, like what he paid for another child has nothing to do with me because they're not in my household. So that needs to be taken into account. As far as back pay, I'm new to the whole child support process, and it was brought to my attention that I can ask for that. So that is why I asked for that. As a single mother, I work full time. Yes, I do make money, and my children are in extracurricular activities that I make sure they get to. He knows about that as well. And I am in a single home. So therefore, like trying to lower my child support to make his life more comfortable does not sit right with me. And that's all I have to share.
Okay. So just to clarify, because I'm not sure I understood. Well, I'm not sure I understand. With regard to insurance, what are you asking for? I know you're asking that you continue the insurance.
Yes, ma'am. That's all. Like if he wants to add them to the insurance to make things better, if things happen and they need extra coverage for something, that's great. But like I would have to communicate with him about every little minor inconvenience because my name will not be on the insurance.
Okay. Are you asking for reimbursement for the insurance?
No. What do you mean? Like back insurance, or is that what you're saying?
Well, you were asked this multiple times and I'm not sure you understood the question. I'm not sure I understood the question. I'm not sure I understood the answer. So I just want to clarify. Typically in child support, we address child support, the ongoing support, which is in dispute here based on net resources usually and the child support guidelines, although there's a whole host of reasons I can deviate. We also set and order somebody to provide health insurance and dental insurance if it's available. And typically the custodial parent gets reimbursed for paying for dental and child and insurance. Are you, but at one point you said you weren't. I'm not sure you understood the question. I'm not sure you didn't understand the question. I don't know, so I'm asking again. I just want to clarify if you were asking for reimbursement, knowing what the situation is in your case. Are you asking for reimbursement for the health and dental insurance?
Like monthly reimbursement, how it's been going, yes, but not like back pay from years ago.
Okay.
I'm not asking for that. No, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Bowen, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Are you still going to take into account my other children on the thing, or right? That's got to be taken into account, right? The other children that live in the household, and I pay
So this
child
is time for
support.
you to tell me information, not it's not question and answer time.
Okay, so okay, I still want to. I want them on my insurance. I don't want to reimburse if it lowers my payment. If it doesn't lower my payment, then then I don't care. That's it.
Okay, and sir, I know you said you have an order you're entering tomorrow. Does it make any family violence finding?
No. It's dismissed. It's done. It's over. It will be. I mean, I can give you the same number Tristan gave you. We talked to the same.
Just so you all know, I'm not trying to ignore your offers, but I'm not allowed to investigate externally, and so I can't. It's not my role to be calling people and getting discovery done. That's just not what the judge does. So, and I'm not allowed to. It'd be ethically improper for me to start calling outside people without you all hearing what this discussion was.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are all free to call witnesses, but I can't, I just can't call and ask people questions. That's not proper.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, that's what it is. It's dismissed, and there are nothing. They told me I can go back and get my guns and everything else, so I should be fine.
Okay. Ms. Diomani, do you have anything additional you'd like to say?
Your Honor, I did calculate child support based on guidelines and based on 2024 average gross monthly. It comes out to $1,898 a month for child support. I calculated retro based on minimum wage presumption starting from September of 2020 through prior to the temporary order, and I got a total of $5,592. I asked the court to determine whether the child support would be based on the 2024 annual and average gross monthly, or whether based on Mr. Bowden's testimony regarding, the current situation, his overtime, etc.
Did your
I asked
calculation include, how many other children did you include in your calculation?
2 other children, Your Honor. I asked the court to determine which parent would be carrying the insurance, and also a ruling on whether there should be family violence finding in the order, and whether the non-disclosure should continue. And I believe we had agreements with both parties regarding the standard possession and access order, the meeting place, and also I believe they both agreed to managing conservators and possessory conservator per the temporary order.
Okay. I'm gonna do a lot of math, so I'm gonna take a break for a little bit. You all have at least 15 minutes if y'all want to go do something. And I'll be back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is everybody still here? Ms. Smith, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it looks like we stopped the recording, so let's start that again. We are back on the record in cause number 21 DCV 0756. And again, this is the petition to establish the parent-child relationship and petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. The parties, Devon, Dwayne, Bowen, and Tristan, Lanae, Smith, were both sworn in earlier and remain under oath. We just concluded the trial, and I'm going to make my ruling. So I am going to render judgment. I am establishing the parent-child relationship between Mr. Devon Dwayne Bowen and Knox Bryant Bowen. It was based on the genetic testing done earlier in the case. I'm leaving Knox's last name the same, and I am finding that the parent-child relationship already existed for Drew Lamar Bowen, so he has a duty to support both children. I'm ordering for conservatorship that Ms. Smith will remain the managing conservator and Mr. Bowen will be the possessory conservator. I'm ordering that Ms. Smith will have the right to determine the primary residence of both children within Chambers County or any county that touches Chambers County. And just let me take a pause for a moment and let you both know, I think you know this already because we've had numerous temporary orders, but the AG's office will draft an order based on the ruling. So you don't necessarily have to write everything down because it will be in the draft that they send me and I sign, and then they'll be sending you a copy for your records. So feel free to take notes if you want, but you will get a copy of everything. Okay, for visitation, I'm going to approve your agreements, the standard possession order with the meeting place at the Chambers County Commissioner's Office in Baytown. No, I was going to ask this question earlier to clarify. It sounds like they live within 50 miles of one another, Ms. Diomani, so they're having the regular within 50 miles visitation where he'll pick up and drop off at school.
That I didn't clarify, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't we take a pause from the rendition and maybe clarify that, because if we leave it as this, that is what they agreed to. Would you please?
If I can call Miss Smith, Miss Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
the standard possession and access order, we did not clarify whether pick up and drop off. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but we are doing the exchange
Yeah, I
at
don't know how it's
the
gonna work because your order is gonna say
right.
he picks up when school lets out. And I realize
right.
one of them might not be in school yet, but it's coming fast.
Right,
One
right.
side or the-
And so it looks like we can't do the after school pickup and drop off. Since the pickup and drop off would be at the county commissioner's office. So it would be 6 p.m. Are you okay with the 6 p.m.?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna be the standard possession order, but slightly modified to start and stop at 6 p.m. instead of when school lets out or when school resumes. And so instead of being like a Monday morning drop off, sir, it would be a Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. And that way you can all meet at that the commissioner's office. And you all think it's open at 6 o'clock on a Sunday with people around?
It's probably not, but I do always see cars there. Like officers sometimes just park there.
Okay, you wouldn't rather it be like a police station where it probably is open at these times?
I'm fine with that location.
Okay, I just want to make sure everyone realizes that it's
Yes,
not likely to
ma'am.
be open at all times. Okay, so I'll approve the slightly modified standard possession order and it's modified so that the pickup and drop offs can all be at the Chambers County Commissioner's Office in Baytown, Texas. I'm going to grant the non-disclosure finding and order app close. I'm denying the non-disclosure request.
I'm sorry, Judge.
I'm granting the non-disclosure request and ordering app close. I'm denying the family violence request, the request for a family violence finding.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm finding his gross resources are $8,333 per month. I'm finding both parties have medical and dental support available through their jobs, with his costing, I believe it will be $100 per month for the children for child support, for health insurance, and his being $14 per month for dental, and hers being $376 per month for medical, and hers being $31 per month for dental. After hearing testimony, I'm going to order that Ms. Smith provide the insurance through her employment. I'm deviating with regard to reimbursement for medical and dental support, and I'm deviating because it is available to both, and Mr. Bowen's insurance is significantly cheaper, but Ms. Smith wants to keep the insurance through her employer. And so I'm deviating and ordering that Mr. Bowen pay to Ms. Smith cash medical support of $100 per month, beginning May 1st, 2025, and monthly thereafter. I'm deviating and ordering that Mr. Bowen pay to Ms. Smith cash dental support of $15 each month, beginning May 1st, 2025, and monthly thereafter. For child support, I'm setting it guidelines, giving credit for the medical and dental support ordered, and giving credit for 2 children before me and 2 other children outside of this court. And so based on the gross, after giving all the credit, child support is going to be $1,319 per month. So I'm ordering that Mr. Bowen pay to Ms. Smith child support of $1,319 per month, beginning May 1st, 2025. Again, that is guideline support, giving credit for the 2 children before me and the 2 other children. So it's being set at 20.63%. The net resources are $6,396.09. And there will be a step down, a statutory step down when one child emancipates for retroactive child support. I'm calculating it based on minimum wage and ordering a child support judgment against Mr. Bowen for $5,592. I'm also finding he's in arrears based on the pay record admitted, $477.93 in child support. And so I'm taking a cumulative judgment of $6,069.93 as of yesterday, April 9th, 2025. And I'm ordering that Mr. Bowen pay to Ms. Smith $60 per month beginning May 1st, 2025 towards that judgment. And as the child support goes down, this will go up in the same amount as children emancipate. And just be aware, sir, this is a judgment. I am ordering you to pay it out over time, but it technically is all due and owing. So other enforcement remedies can be used by Ms. Smith or by the AG's office to collect this if it's available. I'm ordering a medical support judgment against Mr. Bowen in the amount of $483.93 as of April 9th, 2025, based on the pay record. And I'm ordering that he pay that judgment at a rate of $5 per month beginning May 1st, 2025. I'm ordering a medical support judgment of $671.72 as of April 9th, 2025. That was a dental support, sorry. It's a dental support judgment of $671.72 as of yesterday, April 9th, 2025. And I'm ordering a dental support payment that he pay that back at a rate of $5 per month beginning May 1st of 2025. And I'm going to waive court costs. I think that covers everything. And so the state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be sending it to me through DocuSign to review and sign off on, and then you'll all be getting a copy of this for your records.
Okay.
Ms. Diomani, do you have any questions about the ruling?
I don't believe so, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you are all free to go, and I said they'll be sending me that order to sign, and then I'll be getting a copy.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do have one question. When will the visits will that start like now, or will it start May 1st?
It starts now.
Okay.
When is the first day of my first visit?
I'm sorry, sir?
When is the first day of my first visit on this new order?
Mr. Diomani, do you have a calendar available?
I am looking, Judge. I believe the third weekend is the 18th, so next week, starting next week, would be the first.
Okay.
And
give
you're
me
gonna
one
have
second.
Thursdays also from right 6 to 8. So Thursday.
I'll be at fire and rescue training next week.
Will you be available this weekend or no?
No, I have to pick up extra days of overtime and pay for the new child support. So I just text my supervisor and asked them if that were days available.
Or you can just message me and we'll work something out.
Through app close, please. Hello?
Okay.
Yes, that's the only line of communication through Close app. I will message you on there and you can just let me know what will work best.
Cool.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you all so much, and good luck with everything going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
If you did the testing and it's determined that the child is not your child, would you still take responsibility for him? That's a question that the judge needs to be answered. If she orders the testing and it does come one way or the other, would you still be accepting responsibility? That's a yes or no question.